Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Community Unitarian Universalist Church of Plano. I'm Sarah Reiling, one of the worship associates and part of the team that works to bring the worship services to you each week. We're glad you're here with us today. Whether you're a member, a new visitor, we welcome you. Whether you're here in the sanctuary or with us and watching online, may you find a connection with us and nourishment for your mind and spirit. Here at Community UU, we welcome all of who you are and all you dream of becoming. First, I want to mention the candle of light. You notice it's lit. It's lit for Bob Thigpen, who passed away on September 17th. We'll speak more of him when we read from the book today. The book is located at the back, between the two cabinets. If you have something you want to share that's on your heart today, please write it in the book. Later in the service, we'll read from the book, and in this way, your joys, your concerns, and sorrows will become part of this service and part of the awareness and prayers of the congregation. Once again, welcome. Our call to worship today is Justice is Our Prayer by Rebekah Savage. We gather together today with sacred intention to declare that justice is our prayer. We affirm in covenant with the beloved community that is possible. Not here, not quite yet. The seeds have been planted time and again, and we remember all those who went before us who made beloved community a dream that could be realized. Justice is our prayer. May our time of worship and service together continue to water the budding trees of our diverse interdependence. May our time of worship give air and nourishment to the parts of our collective spirits that need to grow and thrive, that embrace equity as a known way of being. Justice is our prayer. We affirm in covenant with the beloved community that is possible. May it be so. Come, let us worship together. Our chalice lighting today is lit by Braeden, and it is by Tara Humphries, and it's called "This Chalice is Lit for You."
Whether you are from the south, the east, the north, or the west, whether you were born into this faith, found it, or it found you, whether you feel at home or are still trying to find your place, whether you believe in God, are open to mystery, or still have no idea, whether you are unemployed, underemployed, cobbling things together, working, or in school, whether you're holding anxiety, grief, confusion, anger, hope, restlessness, or deep peace, Unitarian Universalism has a place for you. It is right here, and this chalice is lit for you.
This church, like all Unitarian Universalist churches, is not bound by a common creed. We are not required to make a statement of belief. Instead, we are bound together by our promises that we have made to each other and the wider community. We recommit ourselves to these sacred promises each time we recite our covenant. Please join me as once again we say these words together. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in freedom, and to help one another. Let's welcome Aydrelle to our pulpit.
Thank you. Thank you all for having me here. She is my favorite poet, as you can. So, after Roe v. Wade was passed, certain people got rights, certain people got access, and far too many people were left behind. Because here's the truth. Even with Roe, not everyone had choice. And you cannot have choice without justice. You certainly cannot have rights without justice. Choice, rights, justice, they are not the same thing. Until we understand that, we will keep making the same mistakes, protecting the few while abandoning the many. So, in the summer of 1994, a group of Black women known as Women of African Descent for Reproductive Justice coined the term reproductive justice. They saw that the language of choice and rights didn't speak to the realities of their communities. On August 16th, 1994, they published a full stage statement in the Washington Post and in Roll Call, with more than 800 signatures calling for full access, not just to abortion, but to prenatal care, contraception, and health services without discrimination. 3 years later, Sister Song was founded. It's a women of color reproductive justice organization that's still going strong today. And it helped propel the movement towards a national level. I'm really horrible at public speaking, so please forgive me. They demanded more than rights. They demanded more than choice. They demanded justice. Sister Song defines reproductive justice as the human right to maintain personally bodily autonomy, to have children, to not have children, and to parent the children that we do have in safe, sustainable communities. And I would argue to add on, free from state-sanctioned violence. This framework asks the bigger question, not just what laws exist, not just what choices are technically legal, but whether people have resources, safety, and freedom to make the decisions about their lives. Too often I hear people use choice, rights, and justice as if they are the same thing. Let me be clear, they are not. Choice came out of the Roe era. It focused on the individual's right to make personal decisions without government interference. But choice assumes that everyone has equal access to healthcare, equal access to anything, really. Choice assumes that a person has equal access to transportation, to money, and to safety. And we all know that that's not true. Many people had choice on paper, but no real options in place. Rights focus on our legal protections, court cases, laws, and constitutional amendments. Rights matter, but rights can be taken away, as we've seen here in Texas. No matter who's in power, rights come and go. Justice, however, is different. Justice asks, what good are rights if people can't exercise them? What good is choice if systemic barriers block every path? Justice removes political, financial, and cultural and social barriers that keep people from living full and free lives. You don't have choice without justice. You don't have rights without justice. Justice is what makes rights and choice real. At Truth Pregnancy Resource Center, we are dedicated to this framework. And let me tell you, this has been a journey. We're the only nonprofit in Dallas that is providing boots on the ground resources for folks in need. We offer barrier-free reproductive health support every single day. We do this by utilizing sonograms, pregnancy testing, offering emergency contraceptives, birth control, pre- and post-abortion support, follow-up care with no financial cost to our clients. We educate individuals, families, and the broader community about birth control, sexual health, healthy relationships, and legal rights. And like I said, all of this free of charge, without coercion, without shame, without stigma. And yet, surprise, surprise, we have faced many challenges. This has not been an easy road. We've only been open for a year, and we have faced pushback, both outside the community. We pretty much expected antis to jump on us as soon as we immediately opened. But what has surprised me the most is some of the pushback that has come from people who are supposed to be supporting this work. TPRC is run by myself and my colleague, two very qualified Black women. We have run into barrier after barrier. We have been questioned, second-guessed, and even white-splained about the very framework that Black women have helped create. Too often, I see people chant, "Trust Black women." They chant it on stages and press releases, all the while by refusing to actually elevate Black voices, refusing to fund Black voices, or give Black voices any real power in decision-making spaces. For some, Trust Black Women has become a political slogan, a way to exploit Black labor and intellect of Black women while keeping the same hierarchies in place. Reproductive justice calls this out. It forces us to ask, who gets to lead? Who gets listened to? Who holds power? At TPRC, we answer this by refusing to wait for permission. We remove barriers, we serve people directly, and we build power from the ground up. Because our communities cannot wait for gatekeepers to get comfortable. We need action now. Our communities need action now. The people that come into our center, who are literally at risk sometimes for losing their lives due to a complication from an abortion, or just even being in need of an abortion and being in need of any resource, cannot wait for people to get comfortable and to truly trust what we're doing. So here's what else we know. I hear this way too often, especially from my male counterparts. Well, I can't get pregnant. I'm a man, so I have no stake in this. So y'all have heard that too, right? That is not true, right? Everyone has a stake in this. Men, don't get me wrong. You will not be centered in these conversations, but you do have a role to play in this. Everyone has a role to play in this. Faith leaders, educators, neighbors. When we lift up the most marginalized voices among us, then we all succeed. The people most impacted by this work, Black women, trans folks, immigrants, low-income families, everyone benefits. And we are not free until we all are free. So, here is my question. What will you do now that you've heard this? Because at this moment, we don't need any more panels. We don't need any more slogans or more performances of solidarity. This moment calls for action. Show up when it's inconvenient. Fund the work led by those most impacted. Follow the leadership of Black women, trans folks, and others who live this reality every day. Because it's important that you do. It is important that we lift up all of these communities and we center all of these communities. And this is why reproductive justice matters in Texas. Because reproductive justice is what is going to help us get through, not just restoring our rights and access to choice, but also everything else going on in the world. From censorship to fascism to political violence, reproductive justice is the solution. Reproductive justice asks us to look and imagine what this world would look like if we truly lived together in community, if we truly took care of one another, if we truly looked out for our neighbors, and if we truly uplifted the voices of marginalized communities. So, I want you all to take the framework of reproductive justice and envision that in your daily lives on how you interact with the world, how you see the world, how you interact with your neighbors. And ask yourself, is what I'm seeing justice? And as the answer is no, what can we do about it? Who can we help? How can we achieve justice? Not just for some, but for truly everybody. So, one of my favorite closing words, I feel like I just blew through my speech. One of my favorite closing poems is from a UU minister, Jim Magaw. It's called Go in Peace. When I say go in peace, I do not mean go in mindless oblivion. When I say go in peace, I don't mean go without challenging yourselves or others. When I say go in peace, I do not mean go in utter ease and comfort. When I say go in peace, I mean go in peace seeking justice. I mean go in peace committed to equal rights and opportunities for all. I mean go in peace that is created when we build communities of solidarity, compassion, and fierce, unrelenting love. Go in peace, but go in power, go in courage, and take action.
As our service time is drawing to a close, as is our custom, we will extinguish our chalice. Please say these words with me. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Our benediction today is by McKusick, and it's called To Serve, to Grow, and to Love. In the name of all that is holy, may the connections between us inspire and sustain us. May the flame of life within us and amongst us be a sacred reminder that we are all called to serve, to grow, and to love as we continue this journey of transformation. May it be so.